All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. I am lead trainer with Stocks to Trade, Tim Bohen. Just going to talk about kind of the progression of the day and what we do every single day in the daily income trader system. Now, on that note, if you're curious about the daily income trader system, you can click a link below. And what's awesome about it is we're doing multiple tours of the system all through the day using Oracle, breaking down stocks live, showing how breaking news works, all these tools that ultimately build into giving you the best trade alerts. I got two amazing examples today. Actually, I mean, Lucy back-to-back plays, setting up for a third wave. Those of you that are fans of low floaters, you know about the third wave play. We had the first wave early, basically at 9:45. Big shocker. You know the significance of that time of day. Oh, I can't believe a low float stock manipulated chat pump plus news plus hot sector. Oh, it spiked $2 a share at 2 p.m. I have never seen such a thing in my life. Hashtag sarcasm. And then here we are basing right at that whole dollar, half dollar. It's currently 3 p.m. We got, 5 hours left in the day. This is a liquid NASDAQ stocks. If you love liquid NASDAQ stocks like I do, they trade all the way up till 8 p.m. and quite frequently free squeeze in after hours, unlike those crappy OTCs that don't trade in after hours. But anyway, that being said, probably puts in a third wave. And then also the other idea we're going to talk about is Weight Watchers, $13 price target. Nice gap up this morning, gapped up from 4 to 540 in pre-market. Nice little run into the market open all the way up to 650. But then if you look at these purple lines, that was that channel trade we were looking at. And then also that red line is VWAP, hugging VWAP all through the day. Also a 2 p.m. break, which is probably the highest probability setup. This is a real stock. I mean, Weight Watchers is a real company, unlike Lucy. I mean, Lucy's a complete scam. Probably by the time you watch this video, Lucy will be back at $1. Actually, let me know in the comments, what's Lucy at now? Now, listen, we absolutely nailed the alert, and I'm going to show you that. But those are day trades. Something like Weight Watchers, more of a real company, just a nice orderly trend. And again, you don't have to watch it every second of the day. Great for swing trade, great for part-time traders, etc. So anyway, we talked about that 625 break. I will link that video, or not link. I'll actually have the videographer splice in clips from noon. So when we talked about this one is what's called the noon double down. That's the afternoon idea in the daily income trader system. So I go live every single day, 8:30 Eastern, for members only. We went over Lucy on that webinar. We were ready for that. Then I come back at noon, relaunch Oracle, relaunch the scans, and do it all over again. Weight Watchers was the break at 625. This thing's been, this was a past squeezer. I always remember it was an epic multi-month short squeeze. We joked about it being the Oprah pump and dump. Whoa, way back in 2017. Time flies. But look at that move. And Weight Watchers, Oprah, just a little history. Back then, we joked, but she took a big position in Weight Watchers. I think they might have gave her a bunch of shares to sponsor it. But man, I still remember, because if you notice, whoops, let me get my zoom. And I bring this up. A lot of you are like, well, what's this have to do with today? But listen, these stocks come back. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. Still remember that big gap up would have probably been right here. Gaps up from 14 to 19. And everybody, Oprah pump and dump, blah, blah, blah. And then it proceeds to go to 105. Okay. People that shorted the gap, it gaps up $4 a share to 18, and everyone called it an Oprah pump. And listen, I'm not saying it went straight up, had some pullbacks, but look at that. The trend for about 6 months was up. Now, I'm not saying WW is going all the way back to 100. I'm not saying that. But the point is, this has been a squeezer, squeezed a couple weeks ago, and big price target out. So big price target out on this recently, 13, I think. And, that'll freak out shorts. So the daily double down is basically a break of 625, risk down here on 6. You can see those two purple lines for the channels. The lower level line, basically VWAP. Also the whole dollar, half dollar of 6. I'd probably risk down below 6, give yourself a little bit of room. But VWAP, it's hugging VWAP. It's doing exactly what we want it to do. So 625, risk on 6. Okay, that being said, let's go back to Lucy, because really we were ready for this literally all through the day. So if you go back, I was kind of tracking this to help people, know what the best setup is. So right off the bat, Lucy is a former runner. Okay, so this is a stock that's on our radar. Okay, back in last fall, went from a buck 50. So write these things down. Okay, take notes. When you hear me say box checker, okay, I'm about to give you basically all of the boxes. Okay, these boxes are all going to be checked all the way through. Okay, so right off the bat, first thing we look for, former runner. Okay, you can see it back last fall, went from a buck 70 to 350. Okay, back December, 70 cents to a buck 70. Back in February, basically 2 months ago, goes from a buck 40 to 5. Okay, so this is on everybody's radar. We know about it. We're ready for it. So when we see it gapping up, we're like, hey, former runner, let's look into this thing. Now, a lot of people ask me how, like, lots of times people will ask me for a database or a spreadsheet. Listen, the thing with former runners is you got to be ready to react quickly. You can't be going to a database or going to a spreadsheet. Now, you could probably do that. But listen, there is so much power of being in the markets every day. You'll remember this stuff if you're looking at scans, getting ready every single day. Okay. Keep in mind, like when I was a part-time trader, I didn't trade every day. I had a business, I had a lot going on, but I tell you what I did every morning and every night, I ran the scans and I took notes. So I would have, even if I hadn't traded Lucy, I would have been ready for it. Okay. So that being said, gapping up, recent runner. I mean, it was just 2 months ago. It ran in February and it's ran in the past. First thing we do, we check the float. Hey, we got 2.5 million floater and it's trading up. It basically traded 3 to 4 million in pre-market. Okay. Basically from by the time the news dropped at 7 to about 8:30, traded the float, rotated the float. Box check there. Low float stock is one box. Float rotation is the next box. Then just a great chart pattern in pre-market. Notice VWAP, holding above VWAP, grinding. Then those yellow lines, I want you to focus on those yellow lines. Those are lines that actually go back to the last run. And listen, this is basic technical analysis, but you'll see this over and over again, okay? Where these same stocks pop up, okay? And here's Oracle from pre-market. You can see Lucy's the second most liquid stock. I mean, geez, right here at 9:24 a.m., 13 million shares traded. So that's almost 5x float rotation in pre-market. It's on Oracle, another box check. And then we're looking at those lines. So I dropped these lines in from, again, that last run. Screenshot this at 8 a.m., okay? So what I want you to focus on is notice, whoops, let me zoom out, 7:56 a.m., okay? I'm in chat every morning, 7 a.m., with members of the Daily Income Trader System. Listen, if you're in a mentorship program right now, okay, you got a guru, okay, you got a mentor, if someone's coaching you trading, are they there at 7 a.m. every single trading day, okay? Or do they roll in at noon and, you know, all bleary-eyed and tell you about their amazing Lamborghini they just bought and then leave 5 minutes later, okay? I'm in chat every single morning, 7 a.m., ready to go. Lucy, very early move. It's like, you know, I wish, now a lot of people did really well. A lot of people got aggressive on Lucy, and I respect that. It's aggressive. Like, you know, if you didn't trade Lucy in pre-market, I'm not going to be the one to yell at you. Okay. I mean, that I'm not, you know, if you were like, hey, I want to wait till 9:45, nothing wrong with that. A bunch of people were aggressive. Now, the one thing was, I mean, this thing, again, you saw it in the show notes, checked every box. But as always, I always struggle to be like, yeah, best ever, because it did run so early. But the goal was 4, went to 450. If you were aggressive, well done. If you were conservative and you didn't trade it, listen, WW setting up nicely, okay? Listen, Lucy trending back towards VWAP, could go again this afternoon. And as always, if Lucy trades at or around VWAP, then we got our number one tomorrow. This thing might not be done. So here's the lines. Now, these lines were dropped on the chart from months ago. Notice how they came in. I dropped these in last fall, okay, when it blew through those levels up to 375. They came into play again back in February. Those levels are 325 and 3, okay? So we were ready for those significant levels, technical levels on the chart. So now we're progressing through the day. I already showed you Oracle from 9 a.m., so we were ready for that. And then we start looking at these, you know, the way to attack it after the market open, okay, or into the market open. So here's my lines, okay. Next thing you know, I'm going to drop in the alert that I sent to members of the Daily Income Trader system if you couldn't be on the webinar. Now, what's great about that 8:30 morning webinar, again, I'm in chat at 7 a.m., I'm live at 8:30. We went over this on that morning webinar. Now, the reason I send an email is for people that might not be able to attend that webinar, okay? So listen, if you're a part-time trader, trade it. These are all liquid NASDAQ stocks. Again, they're not these sketchy OTCs. This thing it's trading like 80, 90 million shares already. You could trade this at Robinhood. You can trade this at Webull. You can trade this at any broker. That's what's great about these liquid NASDAQ stocks. You don't need special brokerage. You don't need all this sketchy stuff, okay? So that being said, we were ready for that 325 level. Remember, that was that upper line on that chart from last fall and earlier 2 months ago. Then the loss was 299. That would have been a breakdown of that lower level yellow line. Whole dollar, half dollar as well. Then we use our basic 3-to-1 risk to reward methodology to determine our goal. That way, we set our target price at 3 threes, even 4 plus with sustained all-day float rotation. 9:06 a.m., this email went to members, okay? Now, this one ran fast, okay? So right out of the gate. I mean, you basically, normally I like to time these alerts so you have a little bit of time to digest them and get ready. Now, it was trading in the 320s at the time. That's for my Gmail. So that's when I got it. Okay. So if you had Gmail, you would have got it at roughly the same time. Now, again, I want to be clear. You would have been very quick, but it did spike up to 450. Okay. Now, here's the deal. This is the best part about these all-day float rotators. Okay. Next thing is, listen, you would have been very fast. Flat out. If you would have said, Tim, man, I just didn't want to rush into Lucy this morning, I wasn't prepared. Let me show you the next lines, baby, because these are really the best lines, okay? So if you look here, this is now into the afternoon, and so I screen capped this at about noon, and look at how that 325 entry held and then bounced all the way up, okay? So that entry was valid into the afternoon. So you could have waited for this thing to pull all the way back to 325 at about noon, had the same risk, about 26 cents of risk, okay? You could have bought that right there if you were ready, if you had that alert, okay? You would have had it. You would have had the Oracle levels. We talked about these lines. We broke them all down in the morning webinar. And then check it out. It bounced. Look at what it did when it bounced off of 325. Now, at the time I screenshot this, I took the bounce and, I'm like, geez, oh, Pete, I got to screenshot this. It ran up so fast. 380. Guys, guess where it went about an hour later? 550. Right here it is. It held that level up to $5.50. And guess what? Guess who's basing right at the highs at 3:14 p.m.? I mean, we only got a little bit of time in the day. This thing holds into the close, good chance you got an after-hour squeezer. And if it doesn't go in after hours, guess what's the number one week open red to green tomorrow? Okay, so there is so much to like about Lucy. Oh, by the way, I think I skipped over this. Chat GPT news. Okay, now listen, they make stupid sunglasses. Okay, remember, this company will fail. Okay, but they did it right. Guess what they did? This morning at 7 a.m., okay, check this out. Oh, well done. They even have a beautiful lady wearing their glasses that will probably blind everybody. Does anyone remember OptiGrab? There's a good chance their innovative eyewear will probably be the next OptiGrab. I was going to tell you the reference. Let me know in comments. Don't Google it. Come on, don't Google it. But who remembers the OptiGrab lawsuit? $1.09! Anyway, that being said, 7 a.m. press release, Chat GPT, ridiculous. It's an absolute joke. And then what I love, what they did, followed it up at 9:15 a.m. with another one, okay? Basically a repump. So when it comes to boxes checked, Lucy checked every single box. Going back to 7:56 a.m., we were ready in the Daily Income Trader system chat, okay? Then we went live at 8:30. We mapped out the levels. that if you couldn't be on that 8:30 webinar, you would have had the email at 9:06. Then at noon, remember, I went live again on noon. We'll splice in some of those clips. I reiterated the fact that if Lucy broke the high a day, it'd be off to the races. What did it do? And then we also went over that daily double down on Weight Watchers. Solid day, and listen, great day. These aren't the only two stocks. By the way, we had crypto stocks going wild today. Okay, listen, I focus on, these are the two stocks that were my number ones that we were prepared for in the daily income traces. Listen, Riot. Mara had a 960 entry, currently at the high of the day at 1058. Okay, Mara's a crypto play. Riot, Oracle had an 1110 entry. Remember, you get these at the market open. Okay, 1248 currently, not and pennies away from the high of the day. So listen, I loved my focus, my trade, all of that was on Weight Watchers and Lucy today, but it ain't it. It ain't it. And Oracle does it every day. Now, I don't expect you to fully understand the system in the matter of a 10-minute video, but if you go to those information sessions, they're 100% live, starting at 8 a.m. Every day. Okay, 8 a.m. every single day, all through the day, as late as 9 p.m. Okay, all through the day, even on weekends. 100% live, 100% free. Join them, check it out. You'll master Oracle. You can count on it.